Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to House of Animation. The front door is always open. I am your host, Ben Gilman. Oh, do come on in as well. That was kind of rude of me. As always, I'm joined by the Wicked Witch of the West, Tara Chloe.
Hello.
He says he's Prince Charming, but after his dreamscape of Syndrome of 72, we're not too sure anymore. It's Troy Salmon.
Hello, my adoring public. Yes.
And we're joined by, in her words, the Wicked Old Lady. No! Wicked old lady, no. No, I've done this wrong.
Keep going.
That's a good lapses.
No. Wicked old lady, no. Alex Tatola, what was your nickname?
What was it? Something with the lady, the
Intelligent old lady?
The wise old lady.
wise
old
lady.
There we go. There we go. I remember it. See, there you go.
With a black cat.
Yes.
That's it. Yeah, but that will be a joke for you guys a couple of weeks down the line. You've heard 72. You know where Troy Salmon went with his pick.
It was glorious. It was a glorious occasion. Yeah.
I just hope you're having good drinks. All right. How is everyone?
I'll let you guys go first.
Okay, I'm good.
You good? Okay,
I'm Cookie Monster, but I'm good.
I'm good too. I'm just like doing my little mint tea on the side, just quick sip here and there,
That's the secret to my health, peppermint tea. I always have it at work. It's good. It's my new thing now. Flask in the bag, hot peppermint tea, good for my stomach. It's all good. Soothes the soul, especially when we got no sun, cold days.
Get that tea, man. Get the tea cooking.
That's it. What about you? What about you, ladies?
Good. I'm accompanied by a coffee.
Oh, I love it. We need to get some sponsors with these tea companies right now. We need to get sponsors.
Oh yeah, Twinings hit us up.
And it's also a rabbit.
Wonderland. There we go. Okay. Wonderland.
Yeah.
Right.
That seems like a long time ago we did that episode.
Yeah, that was a great review, by the way.
Yeah, it's doing good. Tara, how are you? What are you drinking?
I'm drinking plain water.
Okay. No one's got a drinking problem. That's good. No one's busted out the wine or the whiskey yet this morning. That's good. That's a good sign. Right.
Let's get too early.
Way too early. And really, you should drink beer. Whiskey's for alcoholics. Coco. So today we're talking about Coco, which is a 2017 Pixar movie. It's based on the Mexican Day of the Dead. The story follows a 12-year-old boy named Miguel, who's accidentally transported to the land of the dead, where he seeks the help of his deceased musician great-great-grandfather to return him to his family among the living and to reverse his family's ban of music. The concept for Coco is inspired by the Mexican holiday Day of the Dead. If I get this wrong, Alex is here to bail me out. I might get some of these names wrong. I do apologize. The crew visited Mexico for the research.
Cool.
It's got a cost of $175 to $225 million as a budget. It's got an all-Latino principal cast, which you would hope, because really we're past the days of white people pretending to be all the different backgrounds.
So they're all Latinos.
Yes.
Cool.
Which is good. A lot of people moan about it, but it's good. It's right. It should be like that because they can bring their background into it. I feel it enhances the characters if you bring the right people from the background into the role. Really special. I'm happy about that. It was released in theaters in Mexico the following week, the weekend before Dia de Muertos. Yeah, this is
close. Yeah, good. Dia de los Muertos.
There you go.
I love the holiday, the way it sounds. That's why I don't know what to say. That's why.
There's a wrestling match with that name in it. That's why I'm very good at saying
Muertos.
Yeah, Lucha Libre. The film was praised for its animation, voice acting, music, visuals, emotional story, and respect for Mexican culture. It grossed over $807 million worldwide, becoming the 60th highest grossing animated film ever at the time it's released. Not bad for a film that isn't called Frozen. That day is coming, unfortunately. It managed to get Best Animated Film from the British Board of Review in 2017. The film has also won 2 Academy Awards for Best Feature Film, Best Original Song, Remember Me, The Song That Made Me Cry Like a Little Bitch. It's also won Best Animated Film at the BAFTA Awards, Golden Globes, Critics' Choice Movie Awards, and Annie Awards.
Wow.
Okay. So, what do you guys think about this film?
Coco, the animation is solid. The score is incredible. Oh my days. Just the vibes in this movie. It's like it can make you feel so sad, but it feels so
Yes.
hopeful at the same time. It's lit. It's lit.
Mm.
So good, man. I love it. I love it. I'm a score guy, so I love anything with a good score. I'm on it. That's with the plot. Day of the Dead. That is the. And for some reason, I've always been intrigued in like the mythologies, the backstory of like just the Hispanic culture in general. You know what I mean? Just in all of that, I've always been intrigued and stuff like that. So I was like, hey, skeletons. And the thing is, Disney they all pick they pulled it off great as well, because you see skeletons running around. Little kids be watching this as well. And I'm like, is this gonna work? I was like, oh my god, this is kind of dark. It's kind of, I made so much money as well, because literally everyone was just intrigued in this whole storyline, because it's different. It's different. The Mexican culture, you know what I'm saying? The Spanish culture, it's different. I've never seen that on screen before, like this kind of scale. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And yeah, exactly. So, and oh man, it was so good, man. The plot. When we created this, deserved obviously the awards, the accolades. It deserved all of it as well. It deserved all of it. I think it should even got a few more awards, to be honest.
Leon Critch first pitched the idea for the film in 2010 when Toy Story 3, which he also directed. That's why it's good.
Yeah, exactly. Yes, there you go.
Initially, the film was to be about an American child learning about his Mexican heritage while dealing with the death of his mother.
Yeah.
Eventually, the team decided that it was the wrong approach and reformed the film to focus on a Mexican child instead.
Yeah.
Of the original version, Ungrich noted that it reflected the fact that none of us at the time were from Mexico, and it would have been a really offensive thing not to base it in Mexico.
Yeah,
you know,
can't do that. Yeah,
that great horror movie from Blumhouse, La Llorona, where she's not Mexican, she's English, she's American. Well done.
Oh,
But this is like, yeah,
very
authentic.
Mexican.
Yeah,
and that's the great thing about Pixar. They've always got such a culture. Disney as a whole, I've noticed they've got background. So when you see Raya, which is that Chinese one, they got all the Chinese stuff in on it.
Vietnamese or
Asian
Thai
stuff.
show, not
Yeah,
Chinese.
they got all the Asian Americans to work on it together. That's
Yeah.
what I love about Pixar and Disney. Disney, they've got all these different people from around the world. Like if it's a story set in a different continent, they just get all the people. Like Soul, about the black musician. They got an all black cast in for that. Things like that I really appreciate, because it's good to have people from that background to speak for the film. I watched Soul recently. Now that was very sparse. I don't know if you've seen this movie.
Which one?
It's Soul. It's about the
yes.
very boring when they go to the other world. You cannot say that about Coco. They go to town on the visuals here. Like the idea of Day of the Dead, you got to transport through to go see your relative. Your relatives come and visit and stuff. It's really cool. I thought Soul was really boring with the otherworld thing, but here they nail it. It's beautiful. It's a fantastic imagination.
Yeah.
I mean, I love Miguel.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
Miguel is the guy from Coco, isn't he? Yes.
Yeah, we're going back to. I just wanted to compare the animation style, because Soul is very flat, boring when you go to the other world when he dies. Here, when Miguel visits the underworld, the land of the dead, it's beautiful. It's sparkly. It's exciting to look at. There's a lot going on. The design is amazing. There's Hector. He's a charming trickster in the land of the dead, who managed to enlist Miguel to help him visit the land of the living. Garcia Bendel reprised his role in the Spanish language dubbing of the movie as well. So he's in both versions, the English and the Spanish version. By the way, little tip.
Yeah. Well, what can I say, guys? I love this movie. I think they found a very interesting way into getting the Day of the Dead in. Because I think partly the story is Miguel is sort of like stuck in between him being a very musical person and the family, like the grandmother, abuelita, being like, no, that's not, it's banned. We should not be doing any music, blah, blah, blah. And then something happens and he goes off to the land of the dead. And like, really, we celebrate the Day of the Dead every year. And we do the altars, as you've seen on the movie, like literally. So it's like things, the sugar skulls, we put food, we put the pictures, like all of this is very true. It's none of it is like made up. So they've done a really good investigation, Pixar, really. And yeah, it's just like it, although it sounds a bit dark, Troy, it is meant to be like a good, like a way of not forgetting people who have left or no longer with us. So it's sort of like, and then we put all these skulls and like the makeup and etc.
Yeah.
To make it nicer, because it's not meant to be like a sad, dark. The idea is that the dead would come at night on the 2nd of November, and that's why we leave food or drinks that they would often. So literally, like what they've portrayed on the movie, it is very true. Like they haven't just made up stuff.
Yeah.
That's exactly what you would do. So if your grandfather was like a massive tequila lover, you might leave a shot of tequila.
Yeah, exactly. I've seen that.
You're probably going to drink it the next day.
Oh God, I've seen that as well. It's like
So
they do
it's
that.
just like, obviously we don't believe that their souls are going to come and eat it. But it's sort of like it's sort of like a tradition, just for the, like keeping them in mind for like a week or two. Like, I think it might be a week. You put the altar, you put the food and stuff, and then you bring it down. So, and then obviously there's the side story about the music with Miguel and all the characters, and even Frida made it to the cut. Frida Kahlo.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. I remember that.
She's super cool.
She's awesome, bro. She's awesome.
She's one of the best characters as well.
She is. Like, who calls her Maggie? Yeah, she's a good character. I gotta admit, she's a good character. I'm trying to think of my favorite characters in that movie. It's tough. It's tough.
Ezio de la Cruz.
De la Cruz.
Yeah,
De la Cruz.
guy-
You got to have the accent, Ben. Come on, De la Cruz.
Yeah, I'm apologizing for like every name I'm going to rip apart. Yeah, I'm doing my best.
Oh, he's the singer.
He's a
He's the
prick.
bad guy as well. We
He's
find.
a prick.
In the movie, yes.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, in the movie. Yeah.
Massive prick.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah, because we found out that Miguel's great grandfather is actually Hector.
Yeah, and and he still has
He and Stella, or the prick, we just call him the prick de la Cruz, stole the music from him and used it to get to fame and fortune.
Oh, man.
I want to talk about, this is another difficult name, Mama Imelda.
Imelda? It was Imelda.
Coco's-
Imelda. Yeah.
Miguel's late great grandmother, Hector's wife, Coco's mother, and the matriarchy of the family, Mama. I'd say grandma.
Right.
She's pretty cool. Oh no, it's sorry, the grandmother is Abuelita, Coco's daughter, and Miguel's grandmother. Oh no, she does the Riviera family music band. There's a lot of characters here. There's a grandmother. Grandma Coco. Mama Coco. Yeah, Mama Coco.
You talk about Coco, the one who's actually the daughter of Hector.
Yeah, who's kind of Alzheimer's has kicked in, I think, and her mind has wandered off.
Yeah, she got dementia. Yeah.
Right.
Oh yeah. Is this where everyone cries?
Yes.
I didn't even know I was crying. I was watching this with my wife, sorry, and she just went, "Oh Ben, you cry? What's wrong?" I was like, I didn't realize I was crying silent tears. I wasn't like heaving, but I just like a tear came down my eye.
Oh jeez. Yeah.
silent crying. It was like happy for them. It wasn't sad crying. It was a really beautiful moment. The bit with the guitar, and she starts to sing with him. I was like, oh my god, Pixar, why do you always make me cry like a bitch? The only movie studio that can do it.
Always, man.
Not always, but 9 times
No.
out of 10.
Pixar is
Inside
prime,
Out. Inside Out, the teddy bear gets murdered. He dies. Like they've traumatized me. Even as an adult, they've traumatized me.
Pixar, man, too good at that, man. You just feel sad every movie, bro. You feel sad, bro. You're like sad but hopeful, you know. The sadness, the hopeful, like go hand in hand in these Pixar movies, bro.
So, there's the one that doesn't want the music banned. She's quite funny. At first, you don't like her because you don't understand why she's such a difficult character. But then you find out the reason why. And I do like the whole concept of there's a bureaucracy. They have to, it's like passport control to make sure that you can go.
Yes, to the land of the dead.
Because Hector's not.
You're not actually dead.
Go.
You're not coming in, dude.
I can't remember why Hector's not allowed, but Hector's not allowed in for some reason.
He wasn't allowed because nobody put his picture on the altar, so therefore nobody remembers him.
Yeah, that's why they say the picture, his head's just off like the whole time. Like
that was it.
Yeah. Yeah, in that picture, his head's just not there, just to signify that no one remembers.
That's so sad.
Yeah,
the ones that get stopped, like, oh, there's no picture. No. They've forgotten about me. That's so
that's
sad.
the worst. That's the worst, bro.
Don't forget your people. This is the message. Never forget them.
Exactly. Always remember.
Keep them in mind.
Always put them on the ofrenda. Ofrenda?
Yes, ofrenda.
Oh, I'm doing okay.
Doing good. You're getting better, Ben. You're getting better. I like this.
I'd slow it down.
Slow it down.
So Miguel has to go and get a blessing. He's cursed from stealing from the dead as well. And he must return back before sunrise. It's a race against time. There's a ticking clock behind this. It takes NCO, like, there's not many redeeming factors for him. They don't try and make him a relatable villain. He's just a boo-hiss villain, really. Let's be honest. He's not really a villain that was wronged. He's just a dick, right? Am I getting this right?
He just wants to pay. He's not like most. Cause I even saw something like where he's not like your stereotypical villain where he's just trying to come back to the world of living, like trying to possess someone or try to come back. You know what I'm saying? He just loves his space, and he wants to be the king of that space. You know what I'm saying? He wants to be the main attraction everywhere he goes. Doesn't matter where he is. He could be living. He could be dead. He doesn't care as long as he's the king of that space. Everyone looks up to him. Everyone celebrates him like, yes, you are the best. You are the man. You know, he just loves that adulation. You know, that's his thing. Yeah, that's what he always craved. He wants to be the best. No one's better than me. If you got better songs than me, you're better storytelling, better script writing than me. Yeah, you're dead, man. I'm gonna kill you. I'm gonna take what you have. I'm gonna take what you have, and it's mine. That's it. I want to be number one. That was his goal all the time. So once he achieved that, he was fine. Even afterlife, he was fine. He was fine, just chilling out there. He didn't even want to do anything else. So that's it. As far as he's concerned, he's the top man. That's it.
Is it bad of me now that when I watch a Disney Pixar movie, the nice smiley person's always the bad guy now?
Well, isn't it
I don't
real
trust
life?
it now.
Isn't it real life?
If they're too over-friendly,
it can be.
Yeah,
sometimes.
Yeah, actually, that's pretty much.
I mean, you get a person like Troy, and he's very bubbly, and as far as I know, he doesn't have any skeletons in his closet.
Yeah, I'm the exception to the rule, but most of the time it can be dodgy. You got to be careful. Sometimes you got to be a bit wary of some people like that. Yeah,
because Frozen did this as well.
Yeah,
Frozen did this as well in terms of, I'm the bad guy. I'm too friendly. It's something I look for now in Disney movies, and I saw it in Raya as well, and I called it before it happened, and it's spoiling movies for me now. The predictable bad guy, the good guy, it's the new thing. You know what I
mean? Yeah.
Hector, I will get these names right, just wants to see his daughter before she forgets him. I think that's why I cried like a bitch, because they went through so much stuff to get there. You know what I mean? Like, All he wants to do is say goodbye to his daughter before she forgets about him completely because of her Alzheimer's. And
Oh yeah.
Also, like, I like how he helps Miguel. He helps him try to get him for a talent competition to encourage him to play guitar. Like to get to Ernesto's mansion. But I do find Miguel's family are quite funny because they're like the bad guys at the first part, always trying to chase him to stop him.
With the shoe.
Yeah.
Yes, always.
Yeah, there is a Mexican saying.
Yeah.
Well, it's not a saying, but like the mother throws the shoe, which is not really a shoe. Like it's sort of like a Havaiana, but we call it chancla. You know, and it is. I mean, I never got chased with a chancla or a shoe, but
oh
it's a
no.
very
Yeah, I've
common
been
thing,
chased with some a version of a shoe. Yeah.
you know, the abuela with the shoe in the hand, like I'm gonna get you, you little prick.
It's more a belt on my end, but yeah, my heritage. But yeah, you got the heritage of the belt. You got the shoe or the throwing stuff, just the projectiles. You know, especially with parents, just like, what'd you say? Oh, that's it. Goes flying across the room. But yeah,
Flying shoe, yeah.
yeah.
101 Mexican rules how to bring up a child. The power of the shoe.
Yeah, exactly. Control. I get it. I get it. Oh man, the heritage, bro. It just when I see stuff like just childhood just comes back, you're like, it's just like the older person's just like, what that's a little kid, like, hey, watch yourself.
Watch yourself.
Yeah, exactly.
Behave.
Yeah, behave. You're gonna get this in your head. But yeah, I love that stuff, man. It makes me laugh the whole time. If I saw someone slip and just like rocking up, yeah, I was laughing my head off, bro. I was like, oh my days.
It was very
Memories.
satisfying. We got hit by the bell. It was very satisfying. I'm not going to lie to you. It's always satisfying to see the bad guy get it at the end of the movie, especially when the fans were booing him because they turned it around and exposed him in the concert.
Yeah.
That kind of stuff is actually pretty common in the the music industry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very common.
To turn on people now.
Very common. Yeah.
Especially idols and music people. You make one wrong comment now. I mean, we discussed this in previous episodes.
Yeah.
Current comments, you can't have an opinion on anything because even if it's a good opinion, but like nothing to poke people with, people come on you now, jump on you too quickly.
Yeah.
I feel like it's a little. Obviously, he's a dick, so he deserves it. This isn't a lie, but sometimes people get jumped on for just having a very formed opinion, something that isn't controversial. I mean, so it's a thing. Even if you're not famous, I'm like in the current climate, you don't want to talk about vaccinations or anything because people might just come at you for no reason. You know what I mean? So really,
yeah,
it's kind of people will just turn. If I was a celebrity, I would say nothing.
true. I mean, yeah, especially in Korea, cancel culture is quite dominant, unfortunately.
That's a shame.
So sometimes the idols have to leave the group.
Oh wow! So it's the end of a career if you make a mistake. Same in Japan as well.
True.
Like,
Yeah.
if you make a mistake, if you like, because in Japan drugs is almost impossible to do, but if you get caught doing drugs, your career is over. If you have an affair, here we laugh about it. Boris Johnson does it; it's funny. But here, if you do it in Japan, you're blackballed for life. You don't go back on TV, your career is over.
Yeah. Speaking about that, AKB idol.
Yeah, stuff like that. They take it very seriously. Here in the West, I don't know what it's like in Mexico, Alex, but here in England, we laugh at our Prime Minister having 3 different wives now. And we find it hilarious.
I think with the current president, there is a lot less talk about the wife or whatever. He's only got one wife, for sure. And the prior president had one wife, but I mean, everyone knows that eventually they split up after he finished his presidency. She was one of the main co-stars of a telenovela.
Oh,
so that was like the laugh of, you know, because she was like the main. What was it called? I can't even remember. But obviously, she went from being this actress to being the first lady, and but they
Crazy.
stayed through together throughout, and
Mm.
I don't think there was ever sort of like rumors about him like being with other or having another wife. Like, no, actually, we're not as bad. I mean, we do make fun of everything and make a joke out of everyone. That's the Mexican thing. And that's why we're always like, is that too soon to joke about? And sometimes it's like, yeah, okay, I'll shut up. My Mexican root. But yeah, if they mess up on little things whilst they're talking, you'll see memes like 5 minutes later. You know, like that's how quick, because we just
We live in
But
the internet age now. If you make a mistake, it's in 5 minutes. People are on you. Like there's no
yeah,
delay now. You just get slapped
Yeah,
immediately.
straight
like
away,
with
bam.
Boris, same. You see memes, but I don't think with the women and the wives, like there's been such a thing in Mexico.
That's good. You guys are more relaxed about things like that, like the British. That's good. I think sometimes we put too much pressure on celebrities. They should just do what they want, unless they say something racist or something sexually bad, or if they have affairs, then people make mistakes.
And the problem, I mean, yeah, exactly. It's because they're in the spotlight. People who are not, and I'm not excusing people having affairs, but
No, but it's the
because that's not
least
appropriate.
serious thing. Like being a racist, being a homophobe, that's more problematic for me. Being a
Yeah,
paedophile, that's much more problematic than, oh, I cheated on my husband or something. That happens,
yeah.
Anyway,
Big detour.
big detour. That's always doing
Coco.
podcast. I've got some background information. Disney did get into trouble about this. In 2013, Disney made a request to trademark the phrase "Dia de los Muertos" for merchandising
Right.
applications.
Oh,
This
okay.
met by criticism from the Mexican American community in the United States. Lajo Alcatraz, a Mexican American cartoonist, drew a film poster titled Muerto Mouse, depicting a skeletal Godzilla sized Mickey Mouse, with the byline, "It's coming to trademark your cultura." More than 21,000 people signed a petition stating that the trademark was cultural appropriation and exploitation at its worst. Okay. A week later, Disney cancelled the attempt with official statements saying that the trademark filing was intended to protect any title for our film and related activities. It has since been determined that the title of the film will change. Yeah. So, does that sound? I don't know if that's offensive. I've seen plenty Day of the Dead style versions of characters.
Yeah, tons. Thunder Rosa. Yeah,
No,
that's what
I
I'm saying.
mean, it's not offensive.
Yeah, I think that's beginning for people to just maybe jump at things. I don't know, because I don't know if it's coming to trademark your culture. Maybe Mexicans are feeling Disney's coming to stamp money on their culture and they weren't happy about it, maybe. I don't
Could
know.
be.
Yeah, I think it's
Be
that.
like, oh, you're using this to make. I mean, in a way, they are. They did.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
it also, I mean, it also portrays like a very nice thing of our tradition up to the world, that some people might think, oh, bloody Mexicans, why do they have the Day of the Dead? Or they might be, wow, this is very interesting. But then it means how many people have been able to see this Mexican tradition. So you can see either or, oh, they're using our traditions to make money.
Yeah.
Like, yes, but also, they're portraying the Mexicans not in the cartels and other
Exactly. See, that's the
difficult,
thing.
Exactly.
I appreciate this.
They're not drug lords or anything. I've seen a million times. This is like black people not being gun runners and shooting people. This is
Drug dealers.
this is what Disney and Pixar do really well. They show more sides of different cultures, and I think that's important. And I will give Disney and Pixar respect for the variety of different films they do every year. They keep going back and forth. There's a film called Luca, which is about Italian fish boy that I haven't seen yet. That's again a different culture. That's Mediterranean and Europe. So I want to go see that, for example. You know what I mean? Like Raya was about Asian. It was the first one they've done since Mulan or Big Hero 6, the Asian background.
Ah, nice.
So it's good to see the back. It's good to see the different backgrounds. I think it's good to show them, but not be typecast in it.
Yeah.
Day of the Dead is not something that you normally see in animation or films. Like, it's good to see that exploration, and it's not laughing at Mexico. It's celebrating the culture as well. But it's not a cash grab, I would argue. Some people are too quick. If their culture's been highlighted, it's not always a bad thing. If they do it the right way, like they do here, I don't see the problem. People need to give things a chance. Because this movie knocks out the park. I want to learn more about Mexico now because of this. I was very charmed by this whole movie.
Great movie.
They bring lots of Mexican stuff. Like I was just looking at Dante, the Xolo dog, which apparently is the national dog of Mexico, which is a pretty ugly dog. It's so ugly. No hair. So ugly. Like a homeless dog.
Oh my god. Oh my god, it's true, man.
And this is Miguel's confident. And it is true, like it is the typical Mexican short for, and I can't even say this probably correctly, Xoloitzcuintli.
Okay.
But we just call them Xolo dogs. XOLO.
The Xolos.
So they've got that like they've put lots of little things, Mexican things, which I think if you are proud of your own heritage and your own traditions and where you come from, you wouldn't see it as like, oh, they're laughing at us. Because like, why would you? Unless you feel weird about your own traditions, then you would be like, oh, they're making fun of it. That's obviously to do with how they view these things. For me, it makes me feel like, wow, this is amazing. Yes, that's how I grew up, doing all these altars with the orange flowers, which I can't remember their name now. It's also very weird and difficult to say. But you know, I think it's amazing. And if people see it in a different way, like they're making fun of it, I don't, honestly, I don't understand.
But yeah, I don't want to shoot at people for like protecting their culture. But sometimes it's nice to share it with the world. I mean, I know sometimes there's stereotypes, and I hate those stereotypes. But when they do it like this, it's Disney. Disney always do well with this type of stuff now. They're a very responsible company. I mean, some of the stuff from the 50s and 20s, women waiting on men, is problematic, but that is back then. The current Disney, I would say now, is it right? They're very thoughtful, very careful, very researchy, especially Pixar. I watched Big Hero 6 recently.
Pixar's awesome.
They did Asian American background for that one. And they did it again with they asked people with Asian American background how they see America. It's just stuff like that where you get an insight into being double language, double country person, dual lingo, double. Oh, I don't know the word. Dual nationality, like your different backgrounds.
Right.
It's really cool stuff like that. Which side do you go to? So, yeah. I mean, one day we're going to have to do Cars. I mean, I mean, the next Pixar movie we're doing is after this is Cars. So it's like going from the very top of the summit down to hell, basically. It's like a roller coaster. Tara, you haven't spoken much. What do you think, actually?
Okay, so personally, I actually like the show. It's quite nice, and I mean, I've never experienced Day of the Dead before, the entire celebration, but I've only watched it in American movies actually. Yeah, so actually, I want to experience a Day of the Dead celebration. It looks interesting. It's like a different form of Halloween, from what I understand. Yeah, I mean, correct me if I'm wrong. That's all I know. Yeah, but in a way, it's actually similar to the East Asian culture because we also have like a. Sorry, just ignore that. The message is late. Okay, yeah. Because we also have this ghost month, right? Like it actually lasts for a month when the festival begins, and there's one day of the month which is actually the main day where we burn the offerings for like our ancestors and stuff, and we lay out the food as well. But for us, actually, we burned like those stuff like hell money and all, and offerings to give to our ancestors. So supposedly, like the dead will also come out from the other world to roam the earth, and we're advised like not to go out at night and not to go swimming at night. There's a lot of like taboo, and so actually there's one main day of the festival in the month, and apparently today is the day of the main festival.
Oh, really?
Oh, the timing
Yeah.
is
Okay.
So
interesting.
Good timing.
22nd of August, just because
yeah,
it'll be out
22nd
later.
yeah, it changes every year. It depends on the lunar calendar, but for this year
Oh,
it's
wow.
today. Yeah. And
That sounds fine. The changes it. It's not like set. It moves
it's not
about.
because a few Asian countries actually have this lunar calendar thingy. I'm not sure how to explain some Oriental culture thing. So yeah, later on tonight there's going to be like a lot of burning and a lot of offerings that you see. So in a way, it's slightly Mexican culture to remember the dead. It's slightly similar to Asian culture, but overall, I actually like the show very much because I do like some stuff in Mexican culture. Like actually, I love Mexican food. Actually, it's really nice, especially the burrito and taco. And it's really nice. And I've actually watched a few like of those like Mexican urban legend shows on Netflix, like Haunted Latin America. I believe that's the name. Yeah, and the Weeping Woman, La Llorona, because of Weeping Woman. It's actually it's scary, but it's pretty interesting at the same time. The urban legends in Mexico that I find it, quite interesting.
Yeah.
Mm.
If you want to know about it, Mexico's got a ton of it.
We've got so much history.
There's a
The
ton of
Aztecs,
it.
I mean, I don't even know a lot about the Aztecs and the Inca. I mean, I need to get into that at some point.
Yeah.
I know some of it, but like now I want something set in that time period. Go do something there, because that is a section of history I know hardly anything about, because we don't cover it in our books over here.
Mm-hmm.
I would really like to know more about it. So well done, Coco. You've actually made me want to explore more of Mexico's history and history, and that's a good film. That's a perfect film for me. Like, it makes you want to learn more, and a good movie should do that. The best movies make me want to learn about stuff like, the background of the culture, and I think that's important.
And if you notice, if you because I watch a lot of anime as well, so if you notice, most of like Asian culture, they've taken a lot of stuff from Mexican culture as well.
This is like Spirited Away.
Ton of it.
The last to give the four of us.
Yeah.
Spirited Away. We talked about how many yoko in the background from Japanese folklore. Like they really pulled in heavily on Japanese. It's a very Japanese film. So you know what I mean?
I wonder how we have so much like in common.
Yeah, there's a lot of connection
so
there.
far away.
Yeah, it's true.
I'm not sure actually how it came to be.
Well, as a Buddhist, we have a lantern floating festival every year. It's for the people that you lose. So obviously we have a lake in our where we are in Surbiton. There's a lovely big lake, and in Japan they have big lakes, and there's one in Hawaii. They just use the whole sea, send them off to sea. It's very beautiful. It's again honoring the dead on that day. Hopefully, with restrictions and the English weather being good, we can actually do it. We didn't do a picnic yesterday because it was raining all day. So hopefully, in a couple of weeks, I can go because I'm on a holiday. They've put it down on the weekend. I'm on holiday, which is thumbs up there.
Yeah.
I had a feeling I got it right because they always put it in the same week. So I was like, that's got to be the week. Hopefully the weather doesn't pee on it and we get a late summer September. But yeah, it's like that, paying tribute to the dead. So if you lose anyone during the year, we lost a few people that I support last year, and I put their name on there. I lost my uncle. We lost a few people. I put their names on the boat, and we said, with all love from the place me and Alex work, from the place we work. I'm not going to mention it because I like to keep that brief, but like it's our way of saying goodbye, and it is quite. It's like the ending of this movie. It's very. You feel something when you see at night time all the lights and all the amount of floats lanterns that are floating out. It's very beautiful.
Yeah. For Japanese, it's called obon, if I'm not wrong. Yeah, obon, bonodru. Yeah.
Okay. I think we're done for this episode. So What are we thinking score-wise?
9 over 10. 9 over 10.
Oh. You said 9, Tara.
Yeah, I think 9.
Oh, you're a 9. Okay.
Okay, right.
What about you, Ben?
10. This is. I don't give 10s out much. This is the third 10 I've given out. It's 17 points. But no, this is a 10. It's a 10. It's a 10. It made me cry like a bitch. I went back to watch it again. It's still good.
Right.
Sometimes you watch a film made you cry the first time, and then you go back and watch it and you realise you were a young kid and you didn't realise what, like Home Alone. I used to cry at the end of that when the mum comes back. It's a shit. It's an okay film. It's problematic now for me, that film. Surely someone would have come around to see the kid. Like, it's not happening. But this film, yeah, I've watched it a second time to make it clear. Yeah, it's a 10. I can't find anything. I wasn't bored. There wasn't a bit where I was checking my phone. That's important for a 10 out of 10. You got me hooked in the whole time. If I'm literally picking up a beer, know where my beer is, I've still got my eyes on the screen, and I'm putting it in my mouth and putting it back down, and I know where my beer is, and I'm still eye locking, ignoring anyone else in the room, my phone. That is a 10 for me. That you've got me. 10 tears out of 10.
10 p.m.
Okay, 10 out of 10.
10 tears out of 10. I could have filled the ocean with my tears.
This guy.
It's true. It's the first film that's made me cry in at least 15 years. If I don't know if that is difficult. So I don't cry a lot now. So I do, but not movies or films. I'm quite a cynical bastard. I watch horror movies. It's very hard to make me cry. But it might be Pixar's best film for that.
It's so good.
And that is heavy because there's Toy Stories, there's Inside Out, there's The Incredibles. That is a lot. By the time we come into it, I would love to see where I've ranked all the Pixar's, because they're all going to be. Cars will be number 1 at the bottom with 0 out of 10. What is Owen Wilson at next?
Man, still go back to Cars, bro. Still that
Oh
burial.
God, I don't want to do it next
car
month.
burial. Oh gosh.
Feels like Jaws. Anyway, Trey, what's your score? Alex, what's your score?
Go guys.
Definitely 10. Definitely. Yeah.
10.
I was crying, like unstoppable crying, like like really, really badly. And I was with other 3 people in the cinema. The 4 of us, adults, we're crying like little kids. We're just looking at each other like I was going to say, "Oh no." And then because we were all in the same situation, we just carried on crying. It's a very moving movie. So yeah,
great movie.
I do cry a lot though on movies. It's not been 15 years for me.
Yeah, it's gonna be special, man. It's gonna be special. Man.
I mean, I've cried at TV shows and stuff, but like, that's because you put a lot more time into a TV show. Sometimes you spend hours with TV characters, and if they get killed off, it's a bit more. Movies difficult to do that.
Yeah, if a movie here gets you to cry, like if a movie,
if it's not a
2 hour time slot, then
it's hard to do.
Good movie.
That's a special film if you can make me.
Yeah.
They don't even try and make it too cheesy. It's just they're not trying to go too far. It's just natural.
Yeah.
It's not like sometimes I'm not being hating America. They can go too far on the cheese. They don't even try it here. They just leave it.
Yeah.
Troy, what about you?
Hey, I told you about that Lord. The story is there. The dead stuff is a 10.
Tara, what's wrong with you?
10.
What's wrong with you? Put it to 10.
Ben. It's worth a 9. Leave it a 9, bro.
10 it. Perfect it.
Yes.
Perfect. No,
yeah. Perfect.
Okay, cool. Otherwise, you're apologizing to the whole of Pixar in Mexico.
wait, Tara, are you changing it to a 10?
She has to. It's a 10.
Hey, it's up to Tara. We've got to let Tara choose.
It doesn't have to.
We've got to let Tara choose.
I know.
So Tara, are you sticking with it? Or are you changing it? I'm literally writing all this stuff down. So are you keeping it to a 9 or a 10?
9 is good though. 9 is good.
You keep it at 9, yeah?
It's the
Okay.
first time
We
we've all
stay
been in
now.
the same place in a film ever.
Mm.
Even Spirited Away, I think one of us gave it an 8 or a 7 instead of a 9 or a 10. So this is the first time the movie's got nearly
9 out of
perfect
10.
stats.
Tara's giving it a high rating for Tara. That's a high
Yeah,
rating.
Tara's
9
normally
9
the
out of 10.
hard one.
Yeah,
Tara goes in low.
Uh,
high.
She's like 5. Not good.
Yeah, 5. You 5.
Nine's good.
6 is
4.5.
yeah.
Okay, so it's time for you to get out the house. Otherwise, we are going to be smashing you over the head with every guitar we can find.
Oh my
These
god.
these are metal guitars, though, not the wooden ones. So you will have
Yeah,
concussion.
not a Jeff Jarrett guitar, guys.
Get out. So it's goodbye from me.
Well, for
Bye
me.
for me.
Goodbye.
All right. Adios.